Hello, and you join our group in an exciting dogfish dissection. In Marine Bio, we will be dissecting our dogfish named Stacy. Stacy is a 35 to 40 pound female, and we can tell that she is female due to the fact that there are no claspers on the shark. And one thing you first notice is the teeth and jaw structure of the shark, and that is because it is a fusiform, meaning it's very fast. You also notice the scale shape. It's got very light and rough scales, which are placoid scales. And with this, let's get into the dissection. So now, before we get to cutting our dogfish open, we're going to go through the exterior elements. So right towards the back we have the caudal fin, and as you can see, it has the dorsal lobe and the ventral lobe. And then we have the anal fin and the posterior dorsal fin, which is located just in front of the caudal fin. You can see faintly it has a lateral line running along the shark's side. The lateral line acts as a sixth sense for the sharks, allowing it to sense movement around the shark. And then you have the pelvic fins and the pectoral fins. The pectoral and dorsal fins are mostly the primary movement for the shark. Then you have the eyes up front, located on the dorsal head. Then you have the gill slits and the gills in total, which it uses to help breathe with these spiracle. Then you have the nostrils, which are used primarily for smelling. And then you have the jaw and the ampulla of Lorenzini, which can be seen as the tiny black dots on the underside of the snout. So one thing you'll notice about a shark when you cut it open is that the interior of it does not have any bone structures like a bony fish. That is because it is a member of the cartilaginous fish family. And these fish, such as rays, sharks, skates, all have a cartilaginous skeleton to them. They are part of class Chondrichthyes, and when we opened it up, we could see that it had the cartilage backbone. So now we are looking at the very large liver of the shark. The shark's liver is a gray in color, makes up the majority of the inside of the shark as it goes from the posterior of the shark to the back. There's lots of oil that's secreted inside the shark as well, both from natural and also from the oil used to preserve the shark when transported. The shark also has a lot of fat, as mentioned. There can also be seen a spiral valve in the dogfish. The job of the spiral valve is to basically rotate and help digest the food through the gut. It also helps with absorption of nutrients for the shark and also helps break down any other food. So now that we have the shark turned back over, so that way it's facing right side up, we are now looking at its teeth. The teeth, as you can see, there's many layers of them. The layers of teeth are used so that way when the shark bites into something and loses its teeth, they can automatically have a replacement set of teeth to back it up, and it just has a constant supply of teeth to replace the ones that lost. You can also see on the front side of the shark its nostrils. The nostrils are used primarily for smell, whereas if you look behind the eye, it has two spiracles. These spiracles are used somewhat for breathing as well. And again, you can see a little bit of the ampulle of Lorenzini. Alright, we're now going into the heart of the dogfish. Heart is located near the front, directly behind the mouth and the jaw, directly in front of the pectoral fins. This strategic location of the heart is actually used somewhat to provide an instant supply of energy to the fins to keep it in constant motion. However, the heart of the dogfish, like the size of the shark compared to other sharks, is actually relatively small. It's similar in color to the rest of the shark, gray in color. There's also evidence of oviaries, which the shark had a total of 8 various oviaries, which are basically young eggs. So as we move to the back of the shark, we get to see a up-close and personal view of the shark's spleen and pancreas. So the job of the spleen is to help create red blood cells for the sharks, similar to that of humans. However, since sharks have no bones like humans do, shark's spleen is also the main part of its immune system. And also, similar to the spleen, we also get to see the pancreas. Now, the job of the pancreas is to help produce digestive enzymes in order to help with metabolism and also digesting food that's intaken by the shark. So we are now cutting to the brain, which is located directly above the eyes of the shark. The brain's main function is to obviously keep the shark alive, so it helps keep the shark alert, and also communicates with the ampulla lorenzini and the lateral line of the shark to basically signify any threat or potential food to the shark, to the brain, so that way the shark knows whether to avoid it or to go after it. And that is the Shark Video Lab.